to him, motherfucker. He's talking.
It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast with your friend Mike. It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast that you like, 'cause it's free. Here he comes now, with Lily matched up. It's gonna start.
Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. It is a Wednesday record. Finally, we're back on the regular schedule, folks. Back on a Wednesday until next week. Next week will be a Tuesday. Oh, no, that's right. We moved it back to Wednesday, didn't we? But it'll be early on a Wednesday, so it might as well be fucking Tuesday. Folks, look, I have to record at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday or after. That's it. That's the way it should be. Although I don't like a late night record either. I think 4 o'clock on Wednesday is the wheelhouse for this show. That's the only time I'm available to record it and have recorded in a nice fashion. What does that mean, in a nice fashion? The rest of the time I'm windmilling punches at anybody else in the room. Because we do this in a crowded room. You don't know that, do you? It's me and Lily, and then there's a bunch of people in here, but they're very silent. They just want to watch how I work. They're studying me. It's almost like an operating theater. I'm in the center. Lily's sitting there, and we have scrubs on. Oh, we definitely have scrubs. Lily's got her tank top on and her scrubs, and I, of course, I'm clad in booties and a shower cap, and more. Please don't. I don't want you going off that way. Don't think it's just booties and a shower cap. Because I will tell you this. All right, you know what it is? It's booties and a shower cap, but the shower cap not on my head. I like to keep it in a very strategic fashion and a strategic place. Lily is right now wearing a gift that was given to her. Folks, I always like it when people find my P.O. box and they send me things. That's very nice of them, and I do appreciate it. Well, I've mentioned our friend KC. KC originally, he sent Lily a thing of ring pops. Because I had mentioned that Lily enjoyed ring pops. Not as much as I enjoy ring pops, but certainly I enjoyed Lily enjoying ring pops. So I guess on the show a few weeks ago or something, I was talking about her tank top and the fact that she wears a tank top. And KC was out shopping, as a guy named Casey is wont to do. And apparently he wandered into a store and he was at the tank top store out there in Wisconsin. They have the tank top store, and he wandered in and said, "Oh, what would be the best one here for Lily, our friend Lily?" And he picked up a really amazing one, and it has it's got I guess that's a pineapple. It is. It looks like there used to be these drinks when I was a kid. They were fruity faces, you know what I mean? Like it was like Jolly Ollie Orange, and I can't remember the names of the rest of them. Like it might have been Wild Watermelon, but I remember Jolly Ollie Orange. So if you right now go Google Jolly Ollie Orange, you will see the face that looks like the face that's on this tank top. But this is Pama Pineapple. I don't know how to Peter Pineapple. We'll just call him Peter Pineapple.
Of course.
Stop. So he's on a tank top for Lily. It's a pineapple, and then there's some swirlies and leaves. And I should tell you that it's a very high-class operation who made this tank top for Lily. You got your Calvin Kleins, you got your Pradas, you got your Hugo Boss. You got all sorts of people, designers who make these amazing clothes. Versace. This could have been Versace. But Casey, look, he's in Wisconsin. And when in Wisconsin, you go ahead and you find the highest ranked designer that you possibly can. You go ahead and you find the best label. Because, again, that's what it's all about. It's all about the label, folks. Even in Wisconsin, it's all about the label. So he went ahead and he found this tank top with a pineapple on it, made by, let me see if I get the name of this designer correct. I need to pronounce it correctly. Garanimals. Is that? I think I'm saying that correctly, and I think that's. I think he's from Mexico. That's Hector Garanimals, and he designs tank tops with fruit on them. So he came through with Peter Pineapple, and so Lily now has this tank top to wear. And she's going to put it on. It is a Garanimals, Hector Garanimals brand. It's from the citrus collection. It is 24M. I don't know what that means. 24 medium? Is that a 24 medium? The size? I don't know. Or is that for 2 to 4 months? I don't know. I don't know who that tank top is supposed to fit. I can tell you, Lily might be able to shove one boob in there. I think, and I tell you, I'm looking forward to watching her try. There we go. Nicely done. Yeah, or certainly the right one got in there. Yeah, you should put it on. Stretch it out. Come on, try it. Let's see.
Not gonna work.
I think it's going to work. Oh, that's not bad. It's going to cover all the important stuff, right?
I don't think so.
I think it is. I think you put it on. I think that's the move right now. Put Peter Pineapple on, and then we'll...
The bottom of this is the size of a neck hole.
I don't agree. I still think you should try it. It's Casey, thank you, by the way. Casey sent that along with a note that said he wasn't sure what size to get. But, when you're buying from a fancy designer like a Hector Garanimals, why concern yourself with the size? As long as you've got the label and you know that you're in there style-wise, I think that's just the move. Who cares? Why bother yourself with piddling little numbers and details? If you're buying a Hector Garanimals, just please know you're getting a quality product. So, Lily, go ahead and slip into that at any point during the show. That'll be fine. I'll look forward to it. And then we'll put a picture on Facebook of you wearing our Hector Garanimals from the Citrus collection. I think it is. So that's Peter Pineapple. And so thank you, Casey. Also in the box, there was a box of soup. It's so funny. People send things, then I get them like a month later because of my P.O. box. And they always reference something from a show, and I don't know what the fuck it like. He sent soup, and he's like, oh, in case Mike is caring for you in your illness. And I'm like, she has a bad knee. What the fuck would soup do?
I was sick.
You were sick a month ago. All right. I have no idea. All I know is you got a bad knee, and I keep hearing about it. But I don't know what Mrs. Grass is going to do for your knee. But actually, you should take Hector Garanimal's finest tank top and make it into a tourniquet, and we'll tie it around your knee and cut the bottom of your leg off. That works perfectly. All right. So thank you for the gift. That's very nice of you. I appreciate it, KC. You're wrapping that around your leg? Oh, you can barely wrap it around a calf. That's a good look. I like it. I think you're treating Hector Garanimal's finest product poorly, and I think it would reflect badly on you if he were here. If only Hector Garanimals were to walk in right now and see you doing something like that, he'd be very disappointed in you. I know I would be. And he's also mad that you're not even going to attempt to put it on. I say you put it on. Go ahead. I'll wait. And then we'll put the picture up. Everybody wants to see that, you and a Hector Garanimals. We should do that every week. We should have you pose in something from some fancy collection. Well, all right, from a listener. That actually makes much more sense. Listen to me, folks. You got my P.O. box, and if you don't, write me, and I'll give it to you. And then send articles of clothing for Lily to pose in, and we'll post them on Facebook or somewhere. I think this works out perfectly. Yeah, that's a good move. I was going with like a fancy label, but no, fuck that. You got a Hector Garanimals, and maybe somebody else sends you something else fancy. I'm in. This is good. Folks, send stuff, and we'll get Lily to pose in it, and we'll take pictures, and then she'll sign them, and we'll mail them to you instead of posting it. I think we've invented a whole new income stream. I think we've got a whole new business here. Certainly this opens up the Japanese market. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Wow. Any article of clothing you'd like to send, folks, anything at all, that's a shirt or, I don't care, maybe some underpants, anything you want to send. Lily tries it on, we take a photo, she signs it, we mail it back. Done.
No.
This is perfect. Are you kidding me? We will make tons of dough just from the Japanese. And the Japanese have surplus clothing to mail you. They got all that... From the fucking the tsunami, I'm sure there's guys who just did nothing but collect underpants from the tsunami. That's what the Japanese do, man. They had some dudes who are out there rescuing people, and some guys are like, save the underpants. They were scooping it up. They have underpants and vending machines out there. So why shouldn't we get on the fucking tail end of this? Let's be the vanguard of this in America right now. We'll go ahead. Anybody, I'm telling you, anybody who sends any article of clothing, Lily will pose in it. We'll take a picture, and she will autograph it, and we will send it back, and also the article of clothing. I will send the article of clothing back. The Japanese are going to be so proud of us. This opens up the whole new market to us. Are you fuck that? Not true. You're doing it. I don't give a fuck. Every time I have to come here, I have to go, hey, enjoy this delicious beverage, and you fucking out. And then I get to play dress up and picture guy. Yes, done. Oh, God damn it. This works perfectly. My P.O. box is going to be hustling and bustling. I don't know. I hope they don't have any dog sniffing dogs there or whatever. And probably not dog sniffing dogs. That would seem weird. Although let's be honest, aren't all dogs dog sniffing dogs? Really, when you boil it down, that's not really a specialized industry for dogs. Every dog starts out as a dog sniffing dog. You have to make them another kind of sniffing dog. The base model of a dog is the dog sniffing dog. You have to train it to go up and smell other things. Jesus Christ, that was awful. Folks, let me tell you that if you're hearing this right now, there is a 75% chance my balls are sticking to my thigh. I'm going to tell you that for now because I don't know if you're aware of this, folks. If you're skipping ahead in shows, you should really listen to last week's show because I'm going to talk about some stuff from last week's show. Last week, I made a visit to a guy and exposed myself to him for a medical procedure. And now I'm dealing with the aftermath of said procedure, folks. It's been a week. It's just been a week. All right. It's been a little over a week, 9 days. All right. And I don't know if I would do it again. I'm not sure if I would do it again. It's one of those things where it was great for 2 days. And then I'm not kidding. I was sitting down and I went to shift and not kidding, everything was stuck to my thigh, like all of it. Somehow, but you ever see those wacky wall walkers? You know, those sticky things you throw on the wall and then it walks down the wall? That's what my cock and balls are at this point. They just stick to my thigh. I have to get a spatula and peel them off the side of my fucking leg because there's nothing to have any sort of traction. There's nothing to keep it from being sticky. So it just fucking boom, it adheres itself. It's like you know what? My whole nether regions looks like a cock on board sign, like it's stuck on the window of my thigh. Jesus Christ! I mean, it is just fucking hanging, and then all of a sudden, whap! It's like I got spider cock. Boom! And with great cock comes great responsibility. I think we all can agree on that, correct? I just hope that my Uncle Ben doesn't get killed, because my cock is going to be furious. All right. But yeah, so it is, there's no traction to it whatsoever. But all right, I should take that back. I say there's no traction. There's no real traction to keep it from sticking. All right, that's true. But we're only 9 days out, folks. And, remember, I got waxed. I don't know if you know or you don't know. I got waxed in that neighborhood all the way around. And I should tell you that it's coming back, like, already. In 9 days, I thought I was safe because I told you I talked to Renee, who a lot of you out there are very disappointed in the impression I did of Renee, and I'm not. It's not. Apparently, I sounded like Triumph the Insult comic dog, because I heard that from a lot of people, like people on Twitter, people on Facebook, people on my regular email. And all did the same thing. They're like, since when did Triumph the Insult comic dog start waxing people in Hollywood? So I guess that's what I sounded like. I have not listened to it back. I know I wasn't doing his voice justice. I can tell you that. So I visited him and he waxed me last week, and that's fine. But now he told me, he goes, you'll be ready to get waxed again in like a month, 3 weeks to a month. And I was like, well, fuck, if I do it, great, but I don't think I'm going to do it. Who knows? But it's, the hair is coming back like already, like, all right, I'll show you this, folks. If I wasn't talking to you folks right now, I would be home scratching my balls. That's what I would be doing. And not just them, I mean the whole area, like, would be getting a complete workover, like a two-fisted scratch. Like if I was trying to tunnel my way out of a prison camp, that's how I would be going at it, because it is the itchiest fucking thing ever. And he told me to take care of it. I wasn't really listening because I was getting dressed. But I've since talked to people who've been waxed in the past, and they're like, you got to use that like loofah thing and make sure this. And I mean, I'm doing it, but it doesn't seem to be helping. And the weirdest part is the stages. I mean, so like I said, it's coming back now, but it's not hair yet. It's just there all the way around. My cock feels like a cat's tongue. You know what I mean? Like the whole area, like my ass and everything. It's like a cat's tongue down there. It's weird. It's like I think when I say it sticks, I'm sure the rest of me would stick too if I was like naked and sitting in. I have a Velcro ass. That's what I have. My ass is Velcro at this point. So I need to figure out how to deal with the itching and the fucking and the crazy the cat's tongue. I mean, it's an ordeal. I don't know. Good for you, ladies. I don't know how you do it and keep up with it. I mean, although bullshit, I know how you keep up with it because you can't wait to get back in after this feeling. I mean, with this feeling, because I wish I could go back to Renee now and just go kill it with fire. Do whatever the fuck you got to do. Anything. Just get down there with a lighter and burn the fuck out of all of it. I do not want this coming back. Jesus Christ. And also, all right, look, let's deal with this, folks. I apologize. This is going to be graphic, as if it hasn't been up so far and last week wasn't. Look, cocks are weird looking. All right, we can all agree with that, right? They're different looking. Not like vaginas. Vaginas should be painted. Vaginas are unbelievably beautiful, and you see them, and I could stare at them for hours, folks. I could do whatever. I can't even explain to you. I could live ones, pictures of ones. I don't care. If someone said, hey, just you want to look at my vagina, I'd say, yeah, that's fine. That's better than fucking Netflix. I'm serious, because a vagina is always streaming. I'm in. I don't have to push any buttons. Vagina is right there, and I'm fucking looking, and I'm in. From all angles, too. Up top, and move around, and open these, and close these, and spread that. Boom. Everything about it is beautiful. But cocks, on their own, are ridiculous. We all know that. I mean, everybody said that a million times, but I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But then I can tell you this: once you take their clothes off, oh my God, cocks are fucking ridiculous looking. All right, let's get this out of the way. When again, graphic, I apologize. When I got a hard on, fucking amazing. My cock looked great. It looks like a fucking weapon. It looks like it could do fucking damage to anybody within a 10-mile radius, and I'm excited about it. All right? Even with no clothes on, because then it looks even better. You're just like, oh, yeah, it's present. It's in the now. It's in the room, and it's happening. But when it's not, when it's just like regular, it looks like something you'd kill in your garden. I wish that wasn't the case. I mean, I wish I could say, oh my God, I've got the loveliest cock in the world. And that's what it looks like. It looks like if you were digging and you saw it, you go, ah, 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 and you'd spray pesticide on it until it fucking died. It looks so fucking horrible. It looks, I can't even explain it. And maybe I'm being hard on myself. All right. Maybe I am. You know what? Send me something to put on and I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it out. So you guys can judge. We'll do that. This is a whole package deal. You send clothing, Lily will pose in it, and then I'll send a before and after picture of my cock, and you can go, yep, nope. But yeah, man, it's just, I can't even, I looked at it, I was like, oh, no. Because he looks so sad and alone, because all of his friends are gone. He's just exposed. He's shivering. Oh, it's terrible. So that's happening. And that's why, I think that's why he sticks to the thigh. I think that's why, because he's so lonely and sad. He's just like, please, anyone. He's looking for any sort of friend, and he gravitates to the thigh, and he's like, please. He's like smothering up alongside of it, snuggling up to be a friend. He's so lonely and sad. All right. So, yeah, I'm dealing with the aftermath of all that, folks. And I should tell you, dealing with the aftermath is fine with me because it's worth it to know that I'm walking around with a secret. So whenever I talk to anybody, in my head I'm just like, this guy has no idea that I'm completely waxed downstairs. He has no idea. Not that he would ever think that. Who thinks that? I mean, I do. I'm the only one who, when I look at people, I'm trying to judge exactly what they got going on downstairs, because that's what I do, folks. I'm awful. I'm an awful person. When I'm not playing Who Would I Fuck at the Bank, I'm playing what kind of topiary do these people have around their cocks and vaginas. Play Shaved or Not Shaved with every chick in the bank. Oh, and that's a good game. That's a real good game. I'm a fan. There's nothing better. Nothing better than doing that. God damn, what do you want to do? Just stand there with your deposit in your hand? Actually, yeah. That's exactly what I do. I'll tell you what, after about 20 minutes of Shaved or Not Shaved, whether I want to or not, I'm standing there with a deposit in my hand. That's right, ladies. Don't get in the bank with me, because I will have your vagina in my brain. All right. But yeah, so it's like I went to the mall. I had to walk around. I'm like all slidey. Oh, it's fun. I like being slidey when it's slidey, but when it's sticky, when it's just like fwap. Nobody wants a fwap cock. Get off of me, cock. Literally, I'm like, come at me, bro. No, get off me, cock. I'm furious at it. I yell at it. It just fucking hides itself. Shrinks. And it crawls back under a banana leaf and scares fucking slugs in my garden. God damn it. Yes, I have a garden and I grow bananas. Stupid. It crawls under a banana leaf and scares slugs in my garden. Yes, I have a jungle at my home with a banana tree, and my cock lives in it. My cock lives in my banana tree jungle. Because it's furious because it became exposed to the light, and it's like, oh, dude, where's our regular jungle? And it detached itself, detachable penis style, and fucking hopped into a banana jungle. Oh, God damn it. All right, so. And my Velcro ass is furious. Where's he going? Because it can't detach itself. All right. It's the aftermath, folks. That's what you got to deal with. That's what you deal with to be smooth. For literally just to... Oh, never mind. You don't want to hear that. So I'm on the fence about doing it again because let's put it this way. I in my head, I'm like, well, I don't know if I would do it again, but I want to do it like right now, like this second. Get him in there with a fucking blowtorch. I guess I was doing his voice. I don't know how to. I don't even know. I didn't even listen to it back. All right. But I know it angered so many people. They're like, what is that voice? I'm like, I don't know, dude. You weren't there. Guy ripping hair off my cock. I mean, it was really hard for me to get the nuances of an accent down. Jesus Christ. All right. So how you doing? I'm going to do the rest of the show with my teeth clenched. I think it's been a while since I did this. That's right, Hux. My ventriloquism is very impressive. All right. What? Wait, let me pull out my dummy.
Oh!
Stop. Put that tank top on. All right, so, folks. So I've been out at the mall. I've been shopping. I've been shopping. Women be shopping. You know that? Women be shopping. Never mind. So, some people will know what that's from. I refuse to tell them what it's from. Let's take a break. Let's breathe it in. Let's breathe it out. Been to the mall. And I don't go to the mall usually. I'm not a mall guy, folks. So you know what that means? I should then immediately go to the mall in December.
Yeah.
Smart. I actually twittered when I was at the mall. I was like, I've been in a mall twice in this particular weekend, and I thought everybody in this country was poor. I don't know what the fuck happened, but you would think that the mall parking lots would be filled of squeegee men and not cars. But no, I mean, people are spending. People be shopping. Women be shopping. I refuse to tell people what that's from because people know what that's from. All right. So I had to go to the mall for a couple of things. I went for two different things. Well, all right, here, I'll tell you this. This is stuff I was going to tell you last week, but unfortunately, Renee and I went off on a tangent. We ran amok. And I actually told Lily, I go, look, I have other stuff that happened that I should talk about. And Lily's like, what? Well, what is more time sensitive? And I said, well, all of it is time sensitive. I actually had a week where I did stuff. And then, but I was able to parcel it because I had to tell the waxing story because that had just happened. So, and once I did, there was no room to tell you these things. And now look at that. They've crowded themselves into this episode. Why am I telling you that? Why didn't I just tell the stories if it were just something that just happened instead of clarifying to you exactly when? Folks, all right, I ask this. Is it important? Do you know the timeline of my events? Is it, I mean, do I have to have a specific date or a specific time to get you into a story? I don't know if I do or not. If I can just relate to you things that happened, but then I feel weird because I mean, maybe it's not evergreen because I mean, it's, you know, because you know why I'm doing this? All right, here's exactly why I'm doing this. Because I just told you that I was in a mall and that I twittered about it. Well, if you go back and somehow there is now verbal evidence or no visual evidence, if you go through my Twitter timeline and you find that tweet, you're going to find out it was 2 weeks ago. And you go, oh, motherfucker, I guess you lied about this story. No, I didn't lie. It just happened 2 weeks ago. It didn't just happen now. It's like there was a story I was going to tell you 6 weeks ago about something that happened in the bank. And I started the story, and I started it 3 different weeks. Like, I was starting to talk about it, and then I wound up going off on a different tangent, and I never told you what it was. And I'm like, so now if I say, oh, man, I was in the bank, and this happened, you're going to go, fuck you, idiot. That happened in October. Well, yes, I know it did, but so I don't know whether I'm supposed to tell you a timeline. Do you watch the show with the calendar? Does anybody watch the show with the calendar? I have no idea. If you're just entertained and you like what I'm talking about, maybe then you go ahead and give me some slack on the dates. But some of you, I'm sure, are out there like, TikTok, motherfucker, this happened in October because look at this tweet, and I've got this, and then if we take a look, there's a magic bullet and John Connolly got shot in the wrist. Fuck you. All right? I don't need you in your fucking breakdown. Oswald? Wait a minute. Why is Oswald analyzing this Zapruder film? Hold on a second. That blows the timeline. You want to talk about a timeline blown out? That blows all that timeline completely out of the water. If somehow Lee Harvey Oswald is looking at the Zapruder film and he's interpreting it, yeah, that's bad. That completely changes that story. Oh, Jesus. All right. I can't talk about. You know what? It's funny. Max, he listens to the show kind of piecemeal now. He doesn't listen to it all the way through, and he listens in bursts, so he gets to listen periodically. And I always talk to him, and he's just like, yeah, I couldn't focus on a certain aspect of it because he was doing something else, working, but I guarantee you that if he's heard nothing else over the past few weeks, that he heard me the second he heard Zapruder film, his ears like completely perked up. Because Megs is like a Kennedy guy, like the whole story and all that stuff, and he fucking hates the conspiracy dudes, hates them so much. He's like so furious at anybody who's like, oh well, you know, the government killed Kennedy. Like Megs will go for days, not even a joke, not even like an hour or 15 minutes where he'd be like, well, I think you're wrong. He will bury you in a litany of Kennedy facts. And not the fucking Kennedy Lincoln facts. Fuck a press secretary named Lincoln and a Lincoln press secretary named Kennedy, whatever the fuck. He will come at you with like real stuff, and then you'll sit there astonished that one man could care that much about debunking the conspiracy theories around the fucking Kennedy assassination. It's awesome. I'll be at his house and we'll be flipping channels, and inevitably he'll blaze through somewhere. And if anything Kennedy is on, if even Kennedy from MTV, that chick with the glasses is on, he'll stop on it, and then he'll start telling me about the Zapruder film. I'm like, all right, dude, I believe you. There's no conspiracy. Oswald acted alone. I get it. That's fine. So I guarantee he's listened to at least this passage, and now I clicked it off because now he's calling me right now on my cell phone, and he's like, dude, why? He's furious. All right. The fuck was I even talking about?
Going to the mall.
Kennedy went to the mall. Well, all right. A couple weeks ago, damn it, since you pinned me to the wall on this, I was at my house working late at night on computer stuff. All right. I was. Here's what I did. I'll be up late and I'll be writing or I'll be doing something. I'll be answering emails. I'll be answering tweets or on Facebook and also reading the things I need to read. I'll be at bloodyelbow.com. I'll be running the blogs and looking for ladies with their pants off. I mean, I'll be doing all sorts of stuff. Or sometimes I will wind up at 4chan, as I've mentioned to you guys, and I'll get lost in 4chan. And it's all right. Here's the thing at 4chan, you'll find there'll be like a thread on, hey, let's find the greatest ass in existence. So then guys will start putting up pictures of asses, and I'm like, all right, I can enjoy looking at some of these just to get in on the voting. All right, I don't care so much about stimulus. I don't care so much about looking at asses for ass sake. I just want to get in and vote on what is the best ass of all time because I need to be heard. I think you know that, folks. My voice needs to be. I look at the bank. I'm trying to think about shaved or not shaved. I'm constantly playing games in my head. So if someone's going to have, hey, which is the best ass? I've got to leap in there, right? I need to be heard. I'm an ass expert from way back. So the thing on 4chan, the way it works is they'll have a thread, okay, and everybody will post pictures. Well, you click on the picture and it becomes larger, and they have certain segments of on 4chan, all right? They'll have the hardcore section, and then they have random, which is B, which is anything goes. I mean, it's literally have naked people, and then it'll have two guys in the Ukraine, one of them getting his head cut off with a chainsaw. I mean, really horrible type stuff. So that's B. That's a catch-all. Anything that you want can go on B. But then the other ones are more specific. There's a request. So people will come in and be like, hey, does anybody have a picture of this person naked? That's usually the request that they have. Nobody's requesting stereo instructions. Nobody's looking for a way to put together a birdhouse. Nope. People want to find vaginas, which I don't blame them. And then there's GIF, which is little motion, little video loops that go on. And those are, I'm a fan of those because then that's actual little bite-sized porn. It's like fun-sized porn. You know what I mean? Like when you go, like I said, there's a full-size Snickers and then there's bite-sized Snickers. And I don't want to watch a whole fucking porn. Maybe I just want bite-sized porn. So I go and find a GIF and it's 3 seconds on a loop. Done. I'm in. So I'll go to GIF. And what I'll do is I'll find a thread on GIF that'll be interesting to me. And then you'll click it open and it's got a million GIFs. Well, so you just run down, you click, and they all open. And as they're loading, you're clicking more, and you'll have 15 of them open. And then you'll go to another place, and you're looking around. It's a nonstop shopping trip for horribleness. All right, that's what 4chan is. So I'm looking around and I'm there and I'm clicking up. I've got screens open. And I'm looking at GIFs and I'm closing GIFs. And I'm also, at the same time, I'm answering emails and I'm reading ESPN. It's I'm a multifaceted guy. All right. I don't say, all right, now it's vagina time. And then we're just, stop. Vagina time. We're not doing just that. All right. That's not just happening. It's vagina time. And then there's GIFs. And then there's mixed martial arts. And then there's, sports. And celebrities, and then answering emails. It's my childhood in a computer screen. It's literally all the things I couldn't do before. It's look, porn is awesome, and then I'm taking care of some work over here, but also there's sports and mixed UFC, and it's amazing. So I do all that. So I've got screens open and I'm working the other day and I've got the iTunes going, so I'm listening to music while this is happening and I'm taking care of business. And it was Friday night, I think it was a couple weeks ago, and it was 2 a.m. And I got the GIFs open and I'm working and it was 4 a.m. And all of a sudden I was listening. It was weird. I was listening to Michael Jackson on my iTunes. I decided I was it's a Michael Jackson morning. So I threw on some Michael Jackson and it started to hop and not like he usually does where he's the hiccup and all that bullshit. No, it's actually stop starting. It sounded like changing a radio dial. In the old days, all that bullshit. Wait a minute. I don't know what kind of alien spaceship that radio was on. I don't know who I was doing. Who was on my radio when I tuned it in there? I must have gone to Radio Disney and heard those two aliens. Yep. Remember those dudes? All right. Because that's what it sounded like when I moved my radio dial there. So I heard Michael Jackson kind of start skipping, And I was like, well, wait a minute, what the hell is that? And I'm looking, like I said, I've got like 15 screens open, 15 windows open, as well as the iTunes. So I pull the iTunes up, and it looks like it's going, and it kind of stops starting, and the music is hopscotching, and all of a sudden the rainbow ball, the little rainbow ball comes on, and I'm like, oh man, I stalled it out because I'm looking at so many GIFs and pictures, and I'm reading and answering. I literally had like 18 screens open, as well as the iTunes, and the iTunes is rolling and it's skipping, and then the weirdest thing happened. It had like the little rainbow ball, and the song was in the middle and it was kind of stopping, and all of a sudden the song started over and then jumped to the end, and it was weird. You could see the little, like, on your iTunes, it's got the little, it says up in the top Michael Jackson, and the progress bar, it went all the way to the beginning and started over, and then all the way to the end, and then all the way to the beginning, and then started playing again, but then it was like up, bzz, and then it made a noise, like a coughing noise. And I wasn't really listening, so I was more listening to Michael Jackson, but if I would have listened, I would have noticed that in the back of the computer, it was going, and I'm like, I don't think that's a good noise at all. And then Michael Jackson stopped, and I started to hear that like lawnmower noise coming from my computer. And I'm looking, and then it froze, like with the rainbow ball and all that. So I'm like, oh fuck, I fried it somehow. All right, well, no problem. I'll just reboot it. So I rebooted the computer, and it went boom, and it made the noise, the little Apple noise, and it had a white screen, and it had the constant cursor that spins around, waiting to start the computer, and it kept spinning around, and it kept spinning around, and it kept spinning around, and it didn't start. And so my desktop, my iMac, my giant 27-inch iMac, was just a white screen of death. So I'm like, oh, that's probably bad. So I immediately pulled out my laptop and I had to finish my work on there, and I did that, went to bed, and I woke up the next day and I told Karen, hey, the desktop fried somehow. I don't know what's going on, but we need to make an Apple appointment. So, and we were going out Saturday. We were going out anyway because there was some stuff we had to do. All right, I'll tell you about that after this. Are you mad that I don't tell you in order what the fuck? Because remember I said I went to the mall twice in one weekend? All right, so I went to the mall that Saturday to do something else, and then Sunday I had to go to the mall to the Apple store for my appointment with the Genius Bar, but I'm going to tell them out of order. I'm going to tell you, why don't I finish the Apple thing before I even tell you about what happened on Saturday, right? Or wait, would you rather I told you what happened on Saturday? Should I just tell you in chronological order everything that's happened to me in my entire fucking life? Why am I in my head about it? You don't care. You really don't care. You just want to hear me talk, or maybe you even don't. Maybe you want to hear me stop talking. So all right, I'll remember. I'll get to Saturday. All right, I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, so Sunday I had to make an appointment at the Genius Bar, which was at 4:00, and I went to sleep on Saturday night or Sunday morning, whatever the fuck, and then I got up, and Karen. She looks at me. She's like, "Oh my God, you're going to be so proud of me." I said, "Okay, what happened?" She goes, "Well, you're going." She disconnected all the desktop. She took it all apart, and because I asked her if she would do that because she knows where all the cords go and stuff like that. So she goes, "Not only did I do that, it's ready to go." And I said, "What do you mean it's ready to go?" She goes, "It's all packed up." I was like, "We don't have a box. Like, what do you mean it's all packed up?" She goes, "Come here," and I went in the living room, and she had put it in my suitcase. My huge traveling suitcase, she wrapped it in a fleece blanket, and she put all of the blades, because there's these backup hard drives. I had two different big backup, 300 gig backups or 500 gig backups on there, and they were blades. They were actual Maxtor One touches. One had my iTunes music on it. One had all my stuff in it. So she'd packed it all neatly in the suitcase, and I was like, well, that's great. Except now I got to bring a suitcase into the mall like an idiot. But I mean, seriously though, how is that any less stupid than carrying an iMac, 27-inch iMac on your shoulder and then the blades under your arm? It was fucking brilliant. Why any reason to bitch? I'm gonna find it. But I was just like, oh, I don't want to pull a fucking suitcase in. Yeah, you do, dipshit. That's exactly what you want to do. You know what I wish I could have done is I wish I would have fucking there would have been my suitcase, and I would have unzipped it, and a midget would have hopped out and then pulled out my computer. Because it was and my bag's really huge. That would have been fucking genius. To have my own midget valet who fucking brings out the goddamn computer. Goddamn, that'd be perfect. Oh man, did I tell you this story? We have midgets who live by my house. And did I tell the story about them being loud at the sushi bar?
No.
Oh, dude,
Wait.
I think I did. I swear to God, I did. Oh man,
I think you did.
Yeah, I had to because I was reminded of it this week when I saw them walking their dog. Because the best part is when my wife is like talking to the male midget. All right, fuck it, I'll tell it again real quick. We went to a sushi bar and these midgets who live by my house were at the sushi bar and they were loud and Karen's talking to them. I'm like, why are you talking to midgets? Jesus Christ! She's like, well, I know them. I talk to them on the street. Don't talk to midgets on the street. Holy shit, that should be a rule. Don't talk to midgets on the street. Yes, dwarves. Yes, whatever. So they're dwarves, but the best part is like they had a little of the sauce and they were loud. I told you this. God damn it, I know I told this story. Now it's coming back to me. But then Karen was talking to the male guy and she's like, hi, and she's like making small talk with him. And he looks at her and he goes, I'm with my wife. Like, quiet. Like Karen was hitting on him at the sushi bar. Hey, I'm with my wife right now. This isn't cool to have this conversation. No, you know what? It's not cool. You know why? Because you're a fucking drunk midget. That's why. It's not cool because your wife is here and you might be found out. No, I'm sorry. It's not cool because you're here getting loaded and nobody's pulling Augustus Gloop out of the fucking chocolate pipe. You're here knocking down Rob Roy's, dick. And by the way, I cannot tell you how painful it is when you have Augustus Gloop caught in your chocolate pipe. Oh my God. It's terrible. It's like because you think you're sitting there, you're like, oh, I'm never going to get this Augustus Gloop out of my chocolate pipe. Why isn't it happening? Where are 5 midgets with a flute and a song? Jesus Christ, let me pass this gloop out of my chocolate pipe. Boom, 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 boom. Midgets. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm going to get an email. All right. One email. That's it. Because I have one midget listening. I'm going to get one email from a dude. And a constant, and his little fat fingers. It'll just be like a scramble of letters. Just a scramble of letters. It'll look awful. It's like right now, you want to know what it's like to type like a midget? Right now, open a can of Vienna sausages and tape them to your fingers and try to type with them. Oh my God, that's got to be awful. Just flimsy and bony and fat. All right. What if, that's actually an experiment worth trying, I think. Opening up a can of cocktail wieners, taping them to your fingers, and then trying to type it and saying you're a midget. Oh, man. So, the fuck was I talking about before I got into midgets?
Going to the mall.
Yeah, I was at the mall, but I was already doing something. Oh, I got a suitcase full of midgets. All right, so I get to the mall. All right, and look, it's Sunday in December. You shouldn't ever go to the mall ever. If you're gonna go walk or bring a helicopter, don't fucking try to park. So I go to this place. It's like the Fashion Square Mall or the Fairfield Mall. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's in Studio City by my house or Sherman Oaks. It's on Riverside. So when I turn, I'm driving down Coldwater to Riverside, and you turn right, and then there's like a Ross Dress for Less bullshit store, and then there's the mall right next door to this other like outdoor strip mall. Well, when I turn onto Coldwater, there's taillights already on Coldwater because there's about 35 cars waiting to turn left into the mall and park. And I turn and I could wait in that bullshit line, but if you want, you can go up and around to the other side. And there's a second entrance, but I'm sure it's going to be just as fucking busy, but at least it's not this entrance. So I immediately zoom past all of them, and I go up to the other light on Hazeltine. I'm on Hazeltine and Riverside, and I got to turn left. Well, again, the entrance is just as far up Hazeltine, and the taillights are right to the end of Hazeltine. So I turn, and I'm sitting there, and I'm checking my phone. And as I'm looking, there's a guy behind me, and he's like real impatient. You know, those people is like, dude, look, there's a million people here. We're all fucked. What are you doing? He's like clicking his brights and revving his fucking huge truck. I'm like, dude, you're a jagoff. I mean, and look, I'm trying not to be that guy, folks. All right. As a matter of fact, there was an incident that showed me that I'm no longer that guy. Well, all right, I'll get to that in a minute, though. All right, that happened on Saturday. All right, so this is Sunday. We're dealing with Sunday now, folks, and then we'll pilot back to Saturday. What are you doing? Am I recording?
We're great.
It's recording or it's not?
Yeah, we're great.
Oh, okay. Lily just turned around and she stared, and I looked, and there was no jumpy blue lines, so I thought that my voice wasn't being recorded. And look, we don't want to lose any of this brilliance. God forbid. God forbid we lose 95 minutes about taillights. Holy shit. Tell the story. I'm parking a car. Literally, I'm telling you a story about parking a car, and I'm milking the shit out of it. Why? So I'm waiting. The guy behind me is clicking his brights. He's all pissed off. And then finally, he gets all badass, and he just punches it, and he floors it and turns left. And turns behind me through like the traffic cones and goes in through the outdoor and goes through the entrance. And I look, and I was like, oh, what a dick. And then part of me went, oh, that guy's a genius dick. Why the fuck am I not doing that? I'm looking at my phone like a dipshit and waiting in line like everybody else. Fuck following the rules. You think about? I'll tell you what. If we followed the rules right now, we'd be in gym. So fuck that. I'm gonna back up and get the fuck out of here. So sure enough, the next time there was a green light and everybody stopped, I cut across fucking 2 lanes of traffic and threw a traffic cone and went into the goddamn outdoor. Followed the lead of cocksucker in a truck. Awesome. But then you got to deal with the actual parking lot. And I'm driving around looking for places to park. And I should tell you, my appointment's at 4 o'clock. All right. I left my house at about 25 after 3, and I live 10 minutes from there. But through the taillights and the fucking slogging and the in through the outdoor, and now I'm in the parking lot looking, and I decide I'm just going to fucking valet it. I'm going to valet it. Because I look at my clock and it's like 3:47. So I go to valet and I pull in, and the valet walks up and he goes, "We're full, sir." And I just went, "Of course you are." Because I'm a dick like that. Why would I? It's not his fault that they're full. But I'm just furious that I've got a midget in a suitcase who can't breathe, and I got to get him out and upstairs. So I'm fucking I back out of the fucking, and then of course that's a chore because there's 2 other people behind me waiting to valet their car, but they have to be told that they're full and they've got to back up. It's a fucking circus. I'm in an accordion at that point. So I fucking back up. Finally they back up. I pull out and I start going around the lot. And again, it's that bullshit thing. And you know how it is. There's people doing the parking lot shark, where they're just like listening to the Jaws theme and follow the one person walking with packages they're trying to get to their car. But unfortunately, as they do that, they're slowing down all of the traffic. Just fucking drive, man. I understand you want a spot. We all want a goddamn spot, but just because you've latched onto this person's hip doesn't mean they're going to have the fucking perfect spot for you. Fuck, I hate parking lots. It's a racket. It's a scam. I've told you that. I hate any sort of park. I hate paying for parking. I told you that. All right, so. Fuck. I understand parking lots are a necessary evil. You can't just willy-nilly put your goddamn car in somebody's lobby. So I'm looking for a spot. I'm driving around, time's ticking away, 350, 351, 352, fuck. And I'm driving. And then finally, I see a spot. I'm like, God damn it. I flow up, I look. Oh, this guy's backing out. He's doing it very slowly and very cautiously, but that's fine. And I think I'm going to be able to wedge my car in there. And I pull up, for electric cars only. Oh, God damn it. Part of me thought about like just, like hanging a cord out of the back of my car. See? Plug it in. I should have pulled my battery jumper cables out because I think we know that I have those handy. Used once. They're all filthy. So I can't take the electric car. So now it's 352, 353. And I see a guy and I fucking punch it. I don't even care. Like there's people. I'm getting to scatter. I kind of honk. They move. Like, you know how you drive and they show birds take off? The people just scattered as I'm driving up because I'm not about to lose that spot. And I see the guy pull out. And finally I get it. I wedge my car in. I mean wedge my car in. Like, I try to be considerate. Okay. I try to be as nice as I possibly can. But it's not my fault that the mall has built these spots so small. I mean, it's just, why wouldn't you build spots that were compact spots and then spots that were regular spots? No, every spot is like tiny. It's terrible. They must have built this place during the 70s or the gas shortages. They thought it was just going to be gremlins and pintos for the rest of their fucking lives. So I wedge my fucking car in there. I just jam it right in. And I get out. And when I say I get out, by the way, I say it like nonchalantly. No, I had to fucking limbo my way out of my fucking car. I open my car and I don't want to ding the car next to me, so I slide. I'll tell you what, Fat Mike would have been trapped forever. They would have had to get the jaws of life and free him from this fucking car in this parking spot. But luckily, I'm in a position where I can go ahead and slide out now. So I open the door and I sidle out and I get one leg out, and it's that I'm splayed out like with my hands in the air and my legs to my sides, almost if God. You ever play Barrel of Monkeys? You know how they got their arms all curved up and they're all like, and you can link them all together? That's how I had to get out of the car. I look like one of the monkeys from Barrel of Monkeys. My arms are curved over my head and I got to slide my body. I almost look like I'm in a perp walk. Like I almost got to put my hands up. I'm in the position you would go hands against the wall and get frisked. I'm doing that to get out of my fucking car. So I'm doing that and I'm limboing out and I'm sliding and I'm trying not to put any pressure on the car because I don't want to ding the guy's paint, and I get out. And it took a minute. I won't lie. About 45 seconds to a minute to get out of my car because I'm just trying to make sure not to disturb anybody. And also, I'll be honest, because people start walking in and I put my arms down and I stand there like I'm not trying to get out of my car. I pretend, I don't even know. Then it looks even stupider, which is the dumbest thing in the world. People come walking up and I put my arms down and just stand there. Then it looks like I'm wedged and trapped and I need help. But I'm too proud to yell for it. As they walk by and they look at me and I'm like, "How are you this afternoon?" And I pretend to look at my phone with half my body in the car and half out. Oh, this is the time to get a call. No, it isn't, stupid. Get out of the car and get in. Make a fucking decision. So I let them walk past, and then I sidle the rest of the way out. I'm sliding, and I slide my hips, and I have pretty good hip control, so I get out of the car okay. And I slide out. Who needs hip control to get out of a car? Dummy. So I turn around, and I slam the door, and I'm like, finally. So I walk, and then I turn around, and I realize I got to get the fucking suitcase out of the backseat of the car. Now, look, I might be able to sidle and do all sorts of Barrel of Monkey shit, but a suitcase is unforgiving. That's not happening. that suitcase is full of midget and it's not bending any particular way I want it to, all right? So so I'm like, what the fuck? What am I going to do? So I decide I pop the hatch on my car. It's the Murano. And I figure I can just like open that and then pull the suitcase out through that way. But, all right, because what I do is then I have to put my seats down, all right? Because my seats collapse and then it makes a huge back of the car. Unfortunately, I can't collapse the seats because the fucking suitcase is on the actual seats. Like, I can't move that forward and then collapse the seats and then pull it over. I mean, it's just going to be too much work for what it's worth. So in my head, I go, fuck this. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? There's nothing I can do. I have to get back in the car and back up and then open the car and pull out the fucking suitcase. So I slam the thing in the car, and in my head, I should tell you, again, time's ticking away. It's like 3:56, 3:57, and so I have no choice. I have to get back in the car, and I should tell you this, at this point, fuck Barrel of Monkeys, fuck Tetris, and fuck sidling anywhere. I just got to get in the fucking car. So I open the door, bang, I bang it off the fucking car next to me. I dive in and I try to get in as much as I can. I get half my car, my body in. I start the car. I get the rest in. I back up, and then I've got to sidle my way out again. And I try to be as careful as possible because I realize I don't want to be a fucking asshole about it. So I do. I fucking Barrel of Monkeys my way out of the car, hands over the head, people looking at me, hello, how are you? And as I'm getting out of the car, someone pulls up at their car and they just stand there waiting, like in their car, because I'm backed out. I'm halfway backed out. So they think I'm leaving. So I kind of wave at them. Again, I'm half into my car and half out of my car, and my arms are over my head, and I'm just like, I can't even do, it's like, imagine if the guys with the cones directing the planes in, you know what I mean? The guys who are like, all right, this way, and I don't know what the flags, whatever the fuck, semaphore, who knows? It looks like I'm doing all of those things as I'm trying to wave them away and tell them I'm keeping the spot. But as you know, in the holiday parking extravaganza, people aren't going to let go of a spot. If they think there's a spot, and also, let's be honest, I could just be having a stroke. I mean, I'm halfway in and out of the car. I'm waving my hands. It looks like I'm trying to fly away out of my car. So they're not going to fucking just give it up. They're just like, they're misinterpreting the signals. So finally I get out of the car and I walk to the end and I look at them and I go, hey, I'm not leaving. And of course, as always the case, they're furious. They give you that look, and thankfully they didn't yell or want to fight. Well, which I kind of wish they had, because I'd have just fucking unzipped a suitcase and said, get them. The fucking midget goes right for their throat. So instead I open the back door, I pull out the suitcase, and then I put it down, and then I got to climb back into my car, and I got a Barrel of Monkeys in, and I dive in. And the thing is, and in my head also, I'm like, I can't leave a suitcase with a full computer and all that shit out there, but I have to. So I get in the car and I pull forward, and then I have to fucking open the door again and Barrel of Monkeys my way out of the car. And this time I'm actually getting good at it. So I'm practically greased hips at this point. I slide right the fuck out with my hip control and Barrel of Monkeys, close the door, grab the suitcase, look at my watch. It's like 4:02. So I fucking start running. Literally, it's just all you hear is Mrs. Robinson, like, you know, just the guitar's going, and I'm fucking Benjamin running through the streets, and I'm towing my goddamn suitcase behind me, and I'm running, and I get to the entrance of the mall, and I run, and I'm jogging, I'm running, and I'm doing OJ, and I'm fucking. When I was a kid, I used to do this. I think I told you that. I would just run, and I would just take off running, and I would run in a line, and I would run at a tree, and I would make myself, like a running back, make a cut and do a spin, and there would be hedges and I'd make myself jump them. I would run until I collapsed. I loved it so much. You know, it's funny. This will sound weird. It's the way I do this show, talking, but it was running. Like I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have a destination in mind. I didn't know when I was going to stop or anything. All I did was start running. And whenever I was done running, I was done running. So I would just go and I would run, and I'd run right at cars. I would literally run right at parked cars and make myself bounce off them and spin and then cut and move and go for a tree and kind of do a hop move. I mean, it was a way to pretend you were a running back and just have fun. And I sort of do it now still. Sometimes, like I told you, did I ever tell you I played Mafia at night? Did I tell that story? It would be late at night when I was out at night, and I would play Mafia. I would pretend that I was a spy or something on the run, and any car that was coming was someone who was trying to kill me. So anytime I would see highlights or I'd hear a car coming, I would run and I would dive into fucking hedges and sit there and peer out, because I love being sneaky, as you know. So I'll do that now, even at Graveyardville. Like, it'll be 3 a.m, and I'll walk outside, and there'll be someone coming, and I'll make myself, reach for my keys and go walking and try to get into the door, and it has to slam by the time I see the headlights go by. And that'll be fun for an hour. I'm an idiot, folks. You got to do something to keep yourself awake or interested. So, all right, where was I?
Running into the mall.
I'm running into the mall. folks. And I got, trailing a bag of midget behind me as I'm just sprinting. And I'm running at people, and I'm doing the same thing with the cutting and the moving. But the problem is, I'm fine. And look, I'm 6'2", and I weighed in, so I'll tell you what I did it. All right, I'll tell you. All right, 6'2", 315. So I was 318 last month, so I lost 3 more pounds in November. So yeah, but I wanted to lose like the 18 pounds by the end of December. I don't think it's going to happen. So whatever. So I'm 6'2", 315, and I'm coming at you, and people that they have their children, they're clutching them to their breast, not realizing that I'm nimble and agile and all those other things that end with ill. And so I'm running and moving. And but the thing is, I'm nimble and agile, and I'm cutting and all that. But the suitcase is going in a straight line. It has no fucking clue about what it's going to do. So it's actually like sweeping around, and people are almost getting hit by it. I was an ass. I'm not going to lie, but I had to get to the fucking Apple store. So I get to the escalator. I go up the escalator. And I get to the top, and the Apple Store's right at the top of the escalator, and I walk in, I'm pulling a suitcase, and I go to the front, and I go right to the Genius bar. And there's like 3 geniuses helping people, but I go, and I'm just going to set up my stuff. So a guy walks up to me, and I don't want to say his name, and I will explain why later. But I get in, and he comes up to me, and he's, you've been to the Apple Store, folks, all right? They are incredibly helpful people who really want to assist you in any way that they can. Until they don't. So I walk in, and this dude comes over, and he's got a clipboard. Or no, he had an iPad, not a clipboard. Fucking clipboard. What the fuck? Yeah, I went into a time machine. I went to an Apple Store from 1975. And the same dude was working there. No, there's a young dude. And bleached blonde, spiky hair, and wearing the outfit of the chinos, and I mean the whole deal. So I walk up with my stuff, and I got the suitcase, and I start to unzip it, and he looks at me before I unleash the midget on the entire store. He goes, "Excuse me, sir. Hi, can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, I have a Genius Bar appointment." And he goes, "Okay, and your name?" I said, "It's Mike." He goes, "What time?" I said, 4 o'clock. And he looks at his iPad. He goes, "Looks like you're about 10 minutes late. Let me make sure that you're still on the docket." And I said, and I looked at my watch, and my watch said 4:08. I go, "I'm actually 8 minutes late." And the thing is, folks, look, I know that's a douchebag move. All right, 4:08, 4:10, who cares? But when you were counting the minutes and fighting the parking lot and trying to sidle out and barrel the monkeys out of your car and keep the midget fed in the back seat in the fucking suitcase and do everything you possibly can just to get in the building to get your hard drive fixed or whatever the fuck is wrong with my goddamn computer, 2 minutes means a lot, especially when he was the one who made it a point of saying, "Oh, you're 10 minutes late. Let's see if you're still on the docket." If that 2 minutes means that I'm still on the docket, I'm going to claim it. And my watch did say 4:08. I wasn't lying. So he looks at me and he goes, "You know what? That's fine, but my clock says you're 10 minutes late, and that's what we go by." And look, I had been fighting the parking lot. I had been fighting the taillights and the fucking, the full valet and the barrel of monkeys and the people who wanted my spot and the fucking midget in the suitcase. I ran. I fucking sprinted. I'm sweaty and fucking, I'm in the building, motherfucker. I'm in the building with something that I paid you guys $2,500 for. And you're going to tell me you can't fucking take a look at it because I'm fucking, and I'm not saying any of this. All right. I just fix him with a look, of anger, furious. I was furious. Okay. And then he's pretentiously hitting his iPad with his fingers, that weird, like, and again, all he was doing is hitting his iPad. But to me, it just looked like he was playing a piano of a song that said, "You're fucked." You know what I mean? Just bing, bling, 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 bling. He's that pretentious noise of like fingerprint on iPad, and the smug look on his fucking face as he's trying to figure out the appointments. And it comes up and he looks and he goes, "Yeah, we canceled you." And he lets it hang there, just like silence. And he's looking at me. I said, "You canceled me." He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "You canceled me over 10 minutes on a holiday weekend when you know that your parking lot is full of people and people are trying to jam in and get into the fucking mall." And I did swear. I lost my temper because I was furious. I couldn't believe the smugness and the weirdness of, "Yeah, we canceled you," and then just let it hang there. And he looked at me and he goes, "Well," he goes, "I could probably work to get you rescheduled, in the next few days or something." I said, wait a minute, dude. I bought an iMac from you. That's $2,500 computer. I've got it in a suitcase over there right now waiting to get fixed. I said, I have bought 3 iPhones from you. I have bought 2 laptops from you. I have bought 4 iPods from you. I have bought shuffles from you motherfuckers. And you're telling me that over 10 minutes, you're going to send me out of here when I have a hard drive that or whatever the fuck needs to be fixed? 10 minutes, you're going to tell me I have to leave. I was that mad. Because I had been through it all, man. I had fucking in and out of my fucking car and looking for spots and turned down by the goddamn valet. It just all rushed in at once. And normally not normally, I try not to get mad. I don't want to be mad, but it was just so fucking blatant for him in my face. Yeah, we canceled you. Fuck you, dude. And so I unleashed. I said all of that. And he looked at me, stunned, I think, that anybody would even dare to talk to the guy in the chinos like that. I mean, because let's face it, when we come to the Genius Bar, all of us are the blind leading the fucking blind, waiting to be saved by whoever's in the red shirt behind the counter. None of us know what the fuck is wrong, and they have all the answers. So he's stunned that I would even dare to question him in any way. He just looked at me with this weird face, and I just stared at him. After I dropped mine, and I let mine hang there, all right? I fucking waited, I'm just staring at him. And he looked at me and he goes, well, like I said, I can go ahead and get you another appointment. I'm sure I can go ahead and figure out something in the next few days. I mean, do you live close by? And I stared at him. I didn't talk. I made a, there's a mean face I can make. I can make a mean face. I talk about my mom had a look. Well, I can get that look, but not like her. Hers was fucking like weak-kneed devastating. Mine is just, it looks like I'm about to punch something. And it might be you. And it might be the iPad, and it might be myself. I could punch myself in the face. Who the fuck knows, man? I'm a loose cannon at that point. I got a suitcase with a midget in it. I'm ready for fucking anything. So I just stared at him. And he goes, well, yeah, if you live close, it won't be so hard for you to come back, and we can make sure you get it. You just got to make sure you leave your house a little earlier. And I stared at him. And I opened my mouth a little bit and started to breathe through my mouth. So it's like... Oh, stop! That's fine.
I know that.
Well, but I'm looking at him like because I narrowed my eye slits and because my eyes are deep set. So if I squint a little bit and I close my eyes and I let the brow come over and I open my mouth and I look fucking scary. I can look scary, and I'm big. I'm fucking 6'2", 315. I'm a big dude, and so he's just looking at me and I'm literally just staring at him like I'm daring him to send me home, daring him. So he looks at the iPad and he goes, well, hold on a second. And he starts fingering on the fucking iPad, making that horrible noise. And he's like, well, if there's if you can hang out, maybe I can ask somebody to come and help you. I don't think we can, though. Again, like I said, it's very busy. You need to make sure you get here on time for your appointments. And that's why, especially around the holidays. But if there's a way you can come back in a few hours, I could probably fit you in. I would imagine so. And he looks at me. I'm not even talking. I'm just furious, and I'm staring a fucking hole through his head because I can't believe this is happening. I said my piece. All right, I just told you I've spent at least fucking $8,000 in this store, and you're gonna kick me out over 10 fucking minutes, which was really 8 minutes, motherfucker. And finally he goes, well, you know what? Hold on 1 second. He kept saying, hold on. I'm held, mother. I'm fucking holding on. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. You don't have to tell me to hold on. I'm just breathing. And he fucking iPad. And he goes, you know what? I think I could probably get somebody from the back to help you. If you wait right here, I'm going to go in the back. Let me see. I can't guarantee anything, but let me see if I can get somebody to help you. Is that okay? Okay, I'll be right back. It runs off. And I'm just sitting there and I'm clenching my teeth. And this is so funny. This is how mad I wasn't. I pulled out my iPhone and started to Twitter about this. And I actually typed, I go, 4 o'clock appointment at the Genius Bar. I got here at 4:08. He's telling me it's 4:10. Really? 2 minutes? I'm typing it with my thumb, and I'm like, really? You're tweeting about this, you asshole? Before I can even hit send on the tweet, the door from the back opens where they keep the other apples. I don't know what you call them. But the door opens, and Steve, with his iPad, he walks out in his spiky blonde hair, and he's scared. I'm not going to lie to you. He's got like this look on his face. I think he went in the back because, again, you have to recognize this fact. I said I had a Genius Bar appointment and I'm ready to get my computer looked at. He doesn't know that I have a computer. All he knows is that I fucking lost my mind on him and I stared at him for like 10 minutes and I've got a huge suitcase. It could be a fucking car bomb. It could be a midget with a gun. I've mentioned anything. Anything could be in there at this point. I haven't unzipped it. He doesn't know what the fuck's in there. I could be fucking Antonio Banderas from Desperado. It's a goddamn guitar case full of death. So he walks out with this fucking frightened look on his face, and he comes walking around, and he's got another guy with him. And the other guy goes behind the Genius Bar, and he comes up to me, and he's got the other guy had like a bottle of water or something. It looked like he was chewing. And this Steve person comes up to me, and he goes, "All right, Kelly was at lunch, but he said he can help you, and he can help you right now. Is that okay?" And I looked at him, and I'm just like, "That's great. Steve, that's all I wanted. Thanks so much for getting somebody to help me." He's like, "Oh, okay. All right, well, if you need anything else, anybody else here can help you." And he immediately like walks up with his iPad. And I don't even know if that was his iPad or his heart beating. I can't tell at that point. So I turn around, and there's Kelly behind the Genius Bar, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I go, "Hey, I'm sorry." I go, "That guy was going to fucking cancel my appointment over 2 minutes." And he goes, he's just doing his job. And I go, "That's not his job. His job is to do what you're doing right now. His job isn't to tell people they missed it by 2 fucking minutes." I said, "I'm the customer. You don't tell me I missed it by 2 fucking minutes." And I said, fuck 100 times with this guy, Kelly. And he's like, "Okay, well, we're here. Let's take care of it. What do you got?" And I said, "Well, I've got a midget in a suitcase." I take my suitcase and I open it up, and Karen has packed everything incredibly neatly. So I pull out the blades, I pull out the iMac, and he puts it. And I said, "Look, I don't know what I was supposed to bring, so I brought fucking everything." And he's like, "No problem." He goes, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I was working on the computer. I was working very diligently on some very important stuff, and I had the iTunes on, and all of a sudden the iTunes started to kind of skip." And he goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, like the song started to skip, and then it restarted, and then ended and started, like it started to jump almost." He goes, "Wow, that does not sound good." I said, "I agree with you. That's why I'm here talking to you now." And he goes, "Well, let's boot you up with an external hard drive of mine, and then we'll see where you're at." And he goes, "Okay." I said, "Okay." So he takes it, and he plugs it in the back. And we're standing there, and it's a crowded store. And I look at him, and I go, "So what's going to happen when you boot this up?" He goes, "Well, it's either going to restore to exactly the point where it fried, or it's not going to boot up. Who knows? It all depends on what's wrong inside. But once I get it booted up, we'll know. I'll be able to take a look at it." I said, "All right, is it going to pull up? You say it restores everything that was going on?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "All right, I'm going to tell you this now, Kelly. I was looking at porn when this thing went completely belly up." And he's like, "What?" I said, "I was looking at porn, and I mean, I was looking at aggressive porn." And I was looking at probably about 15 screens of porn. And he goes, "Wow. Okay." I said, "I wasn't downloading anything." I said, it was existing in screens. I had like internet screens open of porn and work as well. I was also working, Kelly. Please don't judge me." And he started laughing. I said, "But every once in a while you answer a couple emails, then you got to go look at porn to get refreshed." I go, "That's how it works." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Well, I'm glad you told me." And I said, "Well, I'm only telling you because there's children in the store, and the last thing I need is this to boot up, and all of a sudden there's 15 screens of porn, and somebody's standing here, and a child screams, and I get tackled. I don't need that to happen." He goes, "No, okay." He goes, "I'll tell you this, though. You're the first person to ever come clean and actually tell me that was going to happen." He goes, "Because it's happened." He goes, "I booted up computers and porn immediately came right on the forefront. It was right on the screen." And the guy's like, "Oh, I don't know how that got there." He goes, "You're the very first person to ever tell me almost gleefully that porn was going to show up." I said, I'm thinking of the children, Kelly. I'm thinking of you. I don't know if you're a Mormon. I'm thinking of the children. Who knows?" He goes, "All right, well, I'll look forward to seeing what you had." So he plugs in the hard drive and boots it up, and it starts making like a whirring noise, and he looks at me and he goes, "That's not good." And I said, "Yeah, it was doing that at my house on like a lawnmower or something." I explained that to him, and he's like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Yeah, that's your hard drive. Your hard drive has crashed." He goes, "You can see here it's not finding this, it's not looking at this," and he's pointing out the diagnostics, shit that I don't know about. All I know is I don't have a computer anymore. And I'll be honest with you, when it went down, I thought I was gonna have to buy a whole new desktop. Like that was immediately where my mind leaped to. But he's like, "No," he goes, your hard drive crashed." He goes, "So you whatever you were working on is gone." And I said, "Wait a minute, you mean all of my porn is gone?" And he goes, "I thought you didn't download it." I go, "I didn't. I was kidding. I'm just kidding." And he goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Your hard drive has crashed. So you definitely need a new one." I said, "Okay." I said, "Is that something you can do, Kelly?" And he says, yeah, I think so. Let me take a look. And he goes, are you still under Apple Care? I said, I don't know. I think I am. He goes, well, hold on. Let me figure it out. He puts the serial number in. He scans it. And it comes up. And he says, oh, man. I go, what? He goes, your Apple Care ended 31 days ago.
Oh.
And I looked at him, and I said, 31 days? I go, a month? Are you kidding me? Like a month after my Apple Care, my hard drive crashes? He goes, yeah, that's not good. I said, yeah, it's awful. I said, is there anything you guys can do for me? I mean, that just seems weird, right? A month? And he goes, nah, you know what? I don't think there's anything they can do. He punches in these numbers and he goes, the hard drive is $249, and then we can put that in here, but it's not covered by Apple Care anymore. I said, wait a minute. I said, after a month, you're telling me? I said, I've had my iPod replaced by you people. Like something was wrong with it, you just gave me a new one. My iPhone, something was wrong with it, you handed me a new one. You guys are really, because they're really good. This is the first time I've ever encountered any sort of weirdness at the Apple Store. So I'm just looking at him, and I said, 31 days, there's nothing you can do for me? And he goes, I just don't think so. I mean, it's been 31 days. That's just the rules. And so I stared at him. Because it worked before. So I just looked at him and I'm like,
Oh my God.
and he looks at me and he goes, yeah, it's $249. I don't know what I don't know if I can do anything for you. And I went, really? It's been a month and you guys can't do anything? And he goes, I'm sorry. There's really nobody else that I can check with. Like, I guess he figured that I was going to send him in the back to find another guy. Like, there was another guy who was at lunch who was going to be able to help my Apple Care. But he knew he was onto my game. I'm sure the guy went in the back and went, you got to fucking save me from the psychopath. He's just staring and breathing. So then when I start staring and breathing at him, it's not going to work on him. That mind trick's not going to work. He knows. He fucking knows what I'm doing. So I'm staring and breathing, and he's like, look, I can't. It's at 500 gigs. I can put it in for $249, but I don't think I can help you. And I'm staring and breathing. I'm like, and out of the back comes a blonde dude. And he walks out, and he walks up, and he goes, Dave? And he points at me. And I go, no, Mike. And he goes, Mike Schmidt. And I go, yeah? And he goes, you're fucking hilarious.
No!
And I go, and all of a sudden it dawns on me, this is one of the dudes who helped me buy my iPhone when the Philadelphia phone disappeared. And I look at him and I go, oh, thanks. And he goes, oh, and he looks around because he said fucking hilarious. And he's like, and he's working. He's like, oh, he goes, I shouldn't have said that. And he looks at Kelly and he goes, this guy's hilarious. He's got a podcast. It's the funniest thing ever. He goes, dude, when you were talking about the airlines, you talked about Philadelphia, you even talked about us. He goes, I've listened to it ever since you told me to listen. So he's been listening since I went in there to buy my phone. And I was like, oh, I go, that's so cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He goes, oh, his show's hilarious. He looks at Kelly. He goes, you got to listen to this guy's show. It's awesome. And I said, oh, I go, well, you guys might be on the show a little later. That, and he laughed and Kelly laughed and I had to stop the breathing and staring trick because I knew it wasn't going to work at that fucking point. I'd been diffused by a fan. And also that explains to you why I can't use the other guy's name. Because if I use that dude's name, then this guy's going to hear it and go, dude, you're a dick. I heard about you on the show. So Kelly looks at me and to his credit, he goes, look, all we can do is replace your old hard drive with the exact same hard drive. It's a 500 gig. He goes, did you have a backup of your stuff? And I go, yeah, I had Time Machine on my blades. And he goes, that's perfect. He goes, but you use two separate backup hard drives? I said, well, one has all my music on it and one has all my information on it. Information? Terrible. And I said, yeah. He goes, you know what? He goes, that might be the problem. He goes, if it has to read from two different drives for its backup and all that stuff, he goes, I'm just telling you, I don't think that's optimal for you to do. He goes, I'm not saying that was the root of your problem, but what I think you should do, and he goes, we have Mac dealers that are, we license them. He goes, you should go to one of them because they have terabyte hard drives that you can put in the computer. He goes, I can't offer anything more than what I have here, and it's $249. He goes, you can go get a terabyte drive for less than that. He goes, so I would suggest you go to one of these Mac dealers here, and he gave me a sheet of paper, and I looked at him and I go, all right, look. I go, terabyte is double what I have in there now and what you can do for me. He goes, yeah. I go, the problem is I don't want to be schlepping my fucking computer in a suitcase all over goddamn town, Kelly. And he goes, I understand that. He goes, and for ease and convenience, I can take it in the back right now, and we can put a new hard drive in. You can probably pick it up later tonight or tomorrow. He goes, that's fine. He goes, but I'm just telling you, you can go get double the space for less if you want to do that. I said, I go, where are these places? So he gives me the sheet. I call them both. They're both closed because it's Sunday. But he goes, you can go tomorrow. And he goes, if we go tomorrow and they can't help you, bring it back. What's the worst that can happen? He goes, we'll charge you and we'll make it happen. I said, all right, thanks. So then I had to fucking get a fleece out and wrap up my computer, put the blades in the fucking suitcase, and roll it the fuck out. And then I went the next day to a Mac theater. And the thing is, I just want people to do shit. All right, I don't want to have to go tell people that they want to do things, and I don't want them to tell me to do stuff. I just take this pile of machinery and make it what I want it to be. For fuck's sake, all right. So I go to this dealership and I bring in the computer and he's looking at it and he's like, oh yeah, well we have a terabyte that we can put in, but it's going to take a few days. I thought they could do it right away. I'm without my fucking computer. But their terabyte and labor was $219 compared to $249 for the 500 gig. And I said, all right, and I need a backup terabyte drive too, so I can just have that as on the side. He's like, all right. I stupid. So I bring it into the guy and he's looking at it and he puts in a hard drive. He's like, all right, what happened to it? And he writes out the sheet of paper. I said, all right, and what's going to happen when you put the new hard? Are you going to take the old hard drive out? He goes, yeah. And I go, are you going to keep it or you give it to me? And he goes, oh, I'll give it to you. I said, okay. I said, I got to warn you. When you boot the computer up, I don't know if it will because of the hard drive, but when you do, I was looking at porn when this thing crashed. And he goes, I'm sorry? And I said, I had porn open on the computer. So if you restore it and it just leaps in your face, I don't want you to be freaked out by the fact that I was looking at porn. He goes, it does not work like that. He goes, if you had the hard drive, I don't know. By the way, this is Renee. I took it to Renee to fix my computer. It's the only place I do. I took it to Renee. So sure enough, he's like, that does not work. He goes, if your hard drive is not working, I will not see what was on it. I go, all right, that's fine. That's all I need to hear. I go, now here are these two. I give him the two external hard drives. I go, here's these. I go, do me a favor and just put all the information from this onto the terabyte. He goes, well, I can't do that. I go, what do you mean? He goes, no, we will replace it for you, but then you will have to, you do that. I was like, dude, I don't want to do that. How do I do that? And he's like, it's easy. We'll talk you through it. They're very nice. But suffice it to say, they fixed it, and then they gave us I bought a terabyte backup, and I brought it home, and then I turned the computer on, and none of my information, like we hooked it all up, and it takes like 2 hours or whatever to bring everything over, and we did, and then it was gone. I start looking at my computer, and it's just like a blank desktop. There's nowhere to find anything, and Karen and I are staring at it. We're like, we don't know what the fuck is going on. And so finally she calls the dude, and he's walking us through all the steps, and we're like, we did all those steps, and we can't find our information. And he goes, well, go to sign out. So we went to sign out, and it turns out that there's a Michael Schmidt and a Mike Schmidt. And you got to sign in under my first name, and once you do, then there's fucking everything. So my computer was back to normal. $700 later, or whatever it was. No, it was $225, and the other terabyte was like $200. So it was like $5 to get it all up. And it's so funny when you say that, you're just like, well, it was $500 to get it fixed. Dude, that was $500 that it cost to get it fixed. I mean, it's so easy to just go, well, I got out of there cheap. No, I didn't get out of there cheap. I didn't have to buy a whole new desktop, but still it cost $500, motherfucker. And I should tell you this. I think I said I bought the terabyte from the same guys who fixed it. No, man. They put the terabyte in the computer, but then I went back to the Apple store to buy a terabyte from them as a backup, because I already have 1 terabyte that I had to buy to back up my laptop. So I said, well, I'll just go get the same terabyte because I really love it. It works great. And it's small. That's another thing. I had 2 fucking external hard drives. They were blades, Maxtor One Touches. They weighed like 8 pounds each. They're fucking giants. These terabyte ones, they're tiny. They're like a sandwich, and not even like a flatbread sandwich, not even like a puffy bread sandwich. That's how small they are. So I was like, fuck that. Why is everything a sandwich? So I said, all right, I'm going to go get a fucking terabyte thing from Apple. And then I went there, and they totally helped me. I didn't have to mouth breathe or stare at anyone. Again, they were back to being the happy Apple. So, I didn't feel like such a fucking dick. And then they looked up my business, which is on file, and they saved me money. They took fucking like 10% off or whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, good for me. Thank you. I'm glad I came back to the Apple store. I didn't have to deal with the fucking Steve iPad. Oh, I hated that dude. And there was this douchebag at the Apple store. And he, like his hair was all, I can't even explain it. He had that windblown thing going on where it's all like, I didn't really work on this, but he did for hours. That it's all tousled but it was hiding stuff. Whatever. So it was just Karen and I are looking at him like, oh. So that's relevant because we. Folks, I'm going to tell you this now, and I don't know why. I'm telling you for no reason. I'm just going to tell you. I don't want to tell you, but I have to because eventually you're going to fucking find out. I am going bald. And I mean fucking bald. Like, you can shake your head because, you know why? Because I got shit in my hair. I every day I put stuff in my hair to give it, like, volume. Okay? Dude. You're playing with it now. You're fucking around. You think it's funny. I'm telling you.
I'm not fucking around. I'm feeling your hair.
It's gone. Well, all right, but you never felt my hair before. So all you know is what you're doing. Oh, when?
One night when you and Karen and my ex
Let's stop this story. Let's stop that story right there.
One night and I was fucking around with your hair compared to his because you both have natural curl in it.
My hair is falling out.
Your texture's changing.
Aggressively, like, well, not texture. Fuck texture. All right. Well, yeah, texture. All right. Here's where it all started. I've mentioned to you guys that my hair was wispy or whatever the fuck. Or look. I have really thick, heavy hair. I always have. So I started. I futz with my hair, and I think I've told you all. Fat guy with bad hair is unacceptable. That can't happen. Fat guy has to have good hair, or else everything's fucking going to hell. So I am only bringing this to you because I talk about what's going on in my life, and this is the only thing that's going on in my fucking life. Fuck my hard drive. Fuck anything. It's my hair because it's leaving. I mentioned it as far back away as June when I was in Austin, Texas. I was putting gunk in my hair, and I pulled out my hands, and it looked like I was a Wookiee, like I had Bigfoot hands. And all this hair had fallen out, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But then it had stopped. It didn't continue. It wasn't happening anymore. So I was like, okay. And as far back as funny, I'm looking at pictures from like September, and I had really, really thick hair. Okay. So I went to my weigh-in, as I said, and I weighed in at 315. So now I've lost 45 pounds. All right, in a few months, or almost 50 pounds, basically, which is great. But the way I've been doing it is I eat once a day, maybe twice a day. I eat salads. I eat a ton of fruit. I don't eat any protein. The same thing happened when I had my gastric bypass surgery, and my hair got really thin in certain spots. And I was like, fuck, that's not good. Because they warned me. They said, your hair will fall out. Bad things could happen. You could lose all your hair. Well, luckily I didn't because I had a fucking ton of hair. And then I started to get adjusted and started to have protein shakes and have my schedule different. So my hair filled out perfectly within a year. It was great. Within like 6 months, it was back. And it's always been back. Well, since I started losing the weight, I've noticed something where it was changing. Like you said, the texture's changing or whatever the fuck. So it wasn't falling out though. Well, in the last 2 months, when I dry my hair getting out of the shower and I pull the towel down, there's like 40 hairs in the towel. And then I put gunk in my hair because or whatever, and then my hands are covered in hair. If I run my hands through my hair, look, I just did it, and there's like 5 hairs. You got it all over your floor. Enjoy it. You now have more of my hair on your floor than I have my fucking head. It is aggressive. It's coming out in clumps. In like, I'm saying if it was just a few, I would notice it. I'm talking like 10, 15, 20 hairs at a time when I do my hair every day, 3 times a day. So I would go to my hairstylist, Natalie. I told you, every time I would go see her, I panic about my hair all the time, even though I knew I never had to. So whenever I would get my hair cut, I would just say, just for fun, almost, I would just go, hey, how am I looking up there? And she'd fucking run a comb. She goes, you got nothing to worry about. You're fine. I mean, it's ridiculous how good your hair is. So I was like, okay. So I do it every time I go see her. Well, I went and saw her from Milwaukee just a few weeks ago. And I said, hey, how's it looking up there? And she starts poking around, and I go, because this is a problem, right? And I put my hand somewhere, and she looks and she goes, are you a vegan? And I said, no. I said, but I've lost like 50 pounds in the last few months. And she's like, yeah. She goes, you have vegan hair. I said, what does that mean? She goes, it's real wispy, like doll's hair. Like it's just there, and it's not thick or anything. It's just hair on your head. Like, it's not healthy. And she goes, I've seen vegans do it all the time. They'll change and they stop eating protein, and this is what happens to their hair. And I go, well, my hair is falling out. She goes, really? And I showed her, like, it's this swath. There's one swath where it's fucking bad. And I moved my hair and I went like that, and she goes, oh wow. She goes, yeah.
Nice.
And I'm like, that's not good. That's not, you're the fucking reassuring, you're supposed to be there for me. And she's like, yeah, that's wow. Do you take fish oil? And I'm like, no, I don't take fish oil. What the fuck? I'm not a psychopath. Why would I take fish oil? She's like, fish oil is good for your hair. She goes, you got to take fish oil. And I go, well, I'm going to start doing protein shakes again. That was a regimen that I got onto. And she goes, yeah. She goes, you need protein. She goes, you should start. And she starts like running her hands through it. And you could see hair falling out as she ran her hands through my hair. And so now, you know me, I don't like to put junk in my hair. Okay. I put junk in my hair every day. So I have volume or body in my hair so you can't see my fucking scalp. I mean, and look, it's not Al Gore just yet. Okay. It's not 8 pieces of spaghetti pulled back over a goddamn wig head. All right. It's not that yet, but it's fucking coming. It's coming, and I can see it, and I'm trying. So now I'm scrambling and trying to fucking do anything. I bought fish oil, and I'm doing the protein shakes, and I'm drinking those. And those have like 75 grams of protein in them. And I'm trying to eat normally, where I'll eat a salad and at least throw a fucking chicken breast in, so it's like, but it makes me laugh that I'm trying to lose weight so I look good, and as I lose weight, I lose fucking hair. Are you shitting me? So part of me is like, I should just shave my head, but I don't know if I shave my fucking head what it's going to look like, if there's patches, or I can't figure it out, because it looks good at first blush. I mean, I can make it look good. Yeah, sure, you can make fun of me. Yeah, until dude, again, I work at a job that lends itself to obsession. So I sit in the dark, or not in the dark, but in a fucking office, an empty fucking silent cold office, and I take pictures of the top of my head. Last night I just kept taking pictures of different angles to look at my head, and it looks horrible. It looks fucking horrible. And cuz it used to be, and again, like I said, I have pictures from September where it's like it looks like there's the banana jungle I have outside of my house. It looked like it was growing on top of my head. And now you can feel it. It's like I said, I have doll's hair. That's what I have. It's like this weird doll's hair in the front, and here we go. Dude, more. I'm not pulling it out. It just comes out. It's coming out all the time. I stopped brushing, and now I'm freaking out. Now I'm looking for solutions, and I'm looking for old world solutions. Like, because I went online and it said weight loss and protein. That was the number one like sneaky cause of it. And I'm like, fuck. But the problem is, it happened when I was 38, and I fixed it. Now I'm 44. I mean, I don't know if I can fix it. I have no idea what's happening. You can nod all you want, but I have no idea. So I wanted to start doing protein shakes again. So I needed to get a mixer, like because I make really big protein shakes, and I used to make them with I have a hand blender that's like 400 watts, whatever the fuck. But what I wanted was a Vitamix. There's Vitamix and Blendtec. They're like, fuck Jack LaLanne and all his bullshit and their juicers and that nonsense. I wanted to get, something that you can put in, like a shoe, and it'll turn it into a delicious drink. You know what I mean? Just like one of those things that grinds the fuck out of everything. And Vitamix is the way to go. They have them in professional kitchens and all that stuff. So we went to the mall to go get a Vitamix, because I need a Vitamix to fix my hair. Like, it's so crazy. I'm like, I got to start buying protein. I got to start doing this. And Karen's like, man, you got to calm down. And I'm like, yeah, all right, come here, look at this. And I do a towel in my hair and hold it out. I go, look, it's a hair baby. Yeah, I have a hair baby in this towel. And it's like, I look again. I recognize that I'm freaking out on my own, and everybody's got their own shit that they're dealing with. But this is my show, and this is what I'm talking about, because I've been obsessed about it now certainly since I saw Natalie before I went to Milwaukee. But I was noticing it even then, like, because I normally didn't put junk in my hair, but then I started to notice it was real flyaway dry in the front, like wispy and waving, and it would never lay down, because my hair used to be heavy, like it would fucking fall and then curl up. Well, now it doesn't curl up, it's straight, and it's dry, and it's oh, dudes. And I know how self-indulgent it is to tell you about this, but Jesus Christ, it's the only thing going on in my head now these days is I every time, I mean, there's hair. I'm like a cat. Like there's hair on my sink and on my like shirt, and I'll be like, sitting at a chair, and I'll get up and there's hair like on the arm of the chair. I mean, I'm shedding all over the fucking place. And like I said, I just thought about shaving it and just going, well, fuck that. And believe me, if it gets patchy, it's all coming off. I mean, I'll just fucking do that. But then I'm going to look like fucking Curly from the Three Stooges, because a fat guy can't be shaved head. You can't do it. If I got to lose this weight, it's not a race against time. I got to lose so much weight that I look good with no hair, but to lose all that weight, I'm going to lose my fucking hair. So part of me is like, should I just start fucking shoving candy and fast food into my mouth again and try to do whatever I can to get my fucking head back? No, because hair is key. Hair is key. Because I'm a decent looking big guy. But I was trying to see what I would look like thin. But Jesus fucking Christ, if it means thin and bald, fuck that. I'd rather be fat and hairy. And it's, you know what else makes me laugh is last week I paid a guy to remove hair from my body. Meanwhile, nature just shows up and goes, fuck you, we don't need a check. We will take what we fucking want. My head is being waxed by God. And don't ask me to do his voice. Fuck. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow our friend Lily Von Stupp on Twitter at two different addresses, Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp and Twitter.com/MNTs. And remember to be her friend at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. And if you want to write her a personal note and request your picture in whatever article of clothing you decide to mail, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Hide your eyes, Afterbirth! I am Yeep, Herald of Thorgar, telling you, no, commanding you to go to Zazzle.com/40year-old-boy and procure all of the merchandise! That's Zazzle.com, 40-year-old-boy!
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. No, that is not where everybody got shot in the face last week. That was on Sunset and Vine, which is just up the street. So see, just up the street, you get shot in the face. A little further up, you get tits in the face. So why wouldn't you go to Santa Monica and Vine? That's the plan, right? Go to the 3 Clubs in Santa Monica and Vine for the Monday Night Teas, the longest running burlesque show in Los Angeles. I happen to know the producer of that show. Her name is Lily Von Stupp, and she's sitting right here. Hey, Lily.
Hi, Mike.
Hi. How was last week's show?
It was fantastic.
Did anyone get shot in the face?
No.
All right. Dancers or otherwise?
No one did.
Good. Glad to hear it. And then this week is a show. Is it a theme show?
No.
I know you've said that there's no theme shows the rest of the month, but I always like to ask.
Nope.
Who's there this week?
I am hosting.
What?
And we have 3 hot women of color.
That's big. I don't know what that means. Is that the name of their troupe?
No, they're black.
But why would you say? Why is that? Does that mean something? Does that get a different audience in?
It's really awesome when there's a lot of diversity in the performers.
But do they want to be known as 3 women, and you group them as 3 women of color? I mean, that seems.
I didn't group them as 3 women of color.
You were
but
just
I'm excited because there's not a lot of women of color in burlesque.
I see.
When I get to book them,
Hold on now. Is women of color the term we're going with? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I don't usually. Yeah, women of color.
That's the right thing to say. That's good, I guess. All right.
And I also have a.
They're black girls, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have Iona Vibrator is back in town. From
Whoa.
Portland, so I'm very excited about that.
That's a woman of a different color.
Yeah, so we have Asian on the bill. Do you know what? It's a multicultural show.
Multiculti.
It is. Oh my God! But it's going to be awesome. We've got a lot of great performers.
The
I'm
multiculti
really
titty committee. Is that what you would say? That's ridiculous. So, all right. So these 3 ladies. Do these black girls have names?
Yes. The Lady Miss Vagina Jenkins.
The Lady Miss Vagina Jenkins. But one of these girls has a name that I really liked. But
Jezebel Thunder.
I like Jezebel Thunder. I've seen her perform, and I like her name. But I got a feeling that this 3rd girl is the one with the name that I like.
Caramel Knowledge.
Caramel Knowledge is the greatest burlesque name I've ever heard. Caramel Knowledge is fantastic. I love that name.
Too. She's really awesome.
Well, she gets an A in name. Caramel Knowledge? Come on. That's perfect.
It is.
So good for her. So Caramel Knowledge, Jezebel Thunder, the Lady Miss Vagina Jenkins, Iona Vibrator, Lily Von Stupp is hosting the show Monday Night Teas this Monday night at 10 o'clock at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. You need to go. Tickets are available at Brown Paper Tickets. Go ahead and pick them up now.
No,
Sold out?
no, they're just not available at brown paper for this show.
Oh, okay. So they're available at the door.
Yes.
Okay.
15 at the door.
$15 at the door for this show. Make sure you guys go in and check it out. And as always, $15 at the door, unless you grab Lily's ass or smack her on the ass and tell her that you came from the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. She will let you in. She's done it in the past. She can pretend that she didn't, but she knows that she did. Remember to be my friend at facebook.com/the40-year-old boy. And on that Facebook, you'll find a lot of pages to bring me to your town. There's Bring Mike Schmidt to Detroit. There's Bring Mike Schmidt to Toronto is available. Kansas City, still available. Well, those are up, I should say, and you can sign to support or go ahead and join those pages. There's also a San Antonio page that just started that I'm looking forward to. I would really like to get down to Texas again. I had a great time in Austin. San Antonio should be great because I want to go and perform in more humidity. I'm a fan of that. God knows with my hair, I'll go ahead and fit right into the new humidity as it'll take the curl right out of my hair. But no, don't worry. The Lord took the curl out of my hair. So Bring Mike Schmidt to San Antonio is alive and well. Plenty of pages on there. And also remember that Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Boston, and the other city is Cleveland. And I'm going to be coming to those cities. I looked last week at theaters, and I sat slack-jawed at my computer as I realized, oh my God, I can't believe these people want this much for these theaters. But luckily, you guys funded Kickstarter, so I'm going to make it happen. I'm just a matter of getting dates and squaring it away, contacting people that sent out emails. The process is happening. And if you donated to Kickstarter, please know that the rewards are also happening. We're figuring them out. I talked to Max this week about the artwork that's available and being made necessary. I will be contacting you this week to find out what prints you're interested in, and also I could start sending out the, but I can't. It's funny. The $20 reward was mystery CDs, which is great, but also it has the thank you note from the stationery of the hotel that I'll be staying at. So until I book the dates, I can't send those. I just know that you guys. I know everybody who's due rewards, and you're going to get them. I just have to go ahead and figure them all out and build a spreadsheet. You're raising a hand. May I call on you?
Can't you mail the CD and then send a thank you note later?
I could, but then that's like double postage and weirdness, and then I'm bothering people multiple times. Don't they want the whole package together? And plus, some of these people who donated, like people who donated $150, they get a print, they get a phone call, they get a T-shirt from the city, they get everything. So it's like I'm trying to group it all together. I may need to enlist you for your help because I'm not good at organizing. So I'm trying to figure out how to get people the things that they get. But eventually, starting soon, I will start thanking people because that was another prize too, as I start thank people on the show. So that'll be happening. I have people to thank here in just a second. But remember that you can sign up for those pages. And I got to throw this out to you folks. Let me know your ideas on going to a Thursday night performance. Because I'm finding that some places have Thursdays available, and I've always scheduled Fridays because that's convenient for me, and also I figure it works out better for you guys. Weekend shows. I don't schedule Saturdays. I like to do Fridays, so I'm back home. Whatever the fuck. Who cares? You don't care. But there are Thursdays available as well. But the reason I haven't never scheduled a Thursday is because I figure some of you people are traveling, and you're traveling from far distances, and it's hard enough for you to take a Friday off, let alone a Thursday and then a Friday. So give me your ideas on how you feel about a Thursday show, because I've talked to some theaters that have Thursdays available, and I'm thinking about that. That would work for me, but I'm not necessarily sure it works for you. And this is, shows that you funded. So give me your ideas on whether or not that's the move. So let me know about Thursdays or Fridays. But Fridays are my preferred date. Why are you mocking me with your laughter?
I'm not.
I'm trying to get, because I asked people last week, too, to let me know about Stitcher. I'd say this in the email, too, and I'll throw this out to you people. The show's available on Stitcher. If you listen to the show on Stitcher, let me know. Because I need to contact these people and find out what's going on. And,
Eddie does.
Eddie listens to it on Stitcher? Okay. Well, I'll talk to you when we get off the air. Hold up. You hang up and wait for my answer. But you guys, if you listen on Stitcher, I've sent this out in the email, and some people, I've gotten a little bit of feedback, but I'm trying to find out if you use Stitcher so that I can contact them and find out exactly, what I have to bring to the table or what they have to bring to the table, and whether I should continue doing it. Who knows? I'm all for continuing to use Stitcher because I'm about ears. I'm not a famous show. I'm not a big show like Mark and Chris and those guys. So anybody, and Scott Aukerman, those guys have taken their shows off of Stitcher because they felt that the deal wasn't worth it for them. Well, I at this point. I need listeners. So ears are more important to me at this point, but I'd like to be able to come to Stitcher and say, hey, let's work together. And I don't know how they do it, whatever the fuck. Because they contacted me right away when they first started. And I had an email exchange with someone there. And then that person disappeared. Like I never heard from them again. So there's another lady there I guess I got to contact. Who knows? I have no idea. I'm tired of people acting like they're doing me a favor. You know what I mean? Like, you're using my show and you've got it on there. And granted it gets to you guys. Any way it gets to you guys is important to me. But at the same time, what are you squinting at? You looking at the computer? Did I screw something up? Okay. I'm sorry. She just started squinting at the blue lines. I'm like, am I this awful? Oh, at the time. Okay. So whatever the fuck. Let me know if you use Stitcher. That's fine. Remember that if you go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com on the Joe Business page, we have links to Zazzle.com where you can get mugs and mouse pads. We have links to TweakedAudio.com/40 where you can go ahead and get autoerotic asphyxiation earbuds and cock ring watches. Those are all available at TweakedAudio.com/40. I've had correspondence with Bruce this week. He's very nice. He's trying to brainstorm with me, which is good. I appreciate that, Bruce. And also, please remember that we are selling the Year 1, Year 2, and Year 3 download sets separately or as a package deal. That's the Lord of the Schmidt set. You can go ahead and pick that up for, I think, $60. And also, please remember that there is a subscription service. You can donate to the show monthly. If you want to subscribe for $2 a month, $5 a month, or $10 a month, you can sign up right there at MikeSchmidtComedy.com at the donate link up in the upper left-hand corner. And you can also make a one-time donation. And when you do that, I will mention you on the show. If you want your full name donated or said or whatever, I will mention it. People like, oh, look, it's Steve W. Steve W. donated to the show and picked up a Chicago shirt for his trouble. Thank you so much, Steve W. By the way, I have shirts left. If you guys want, I have some Minneapolis, some Denver, some Chicago. Milwaukee is done, I think. Or no, I might have a 2X in Milwaukee, but everything else is gone. Or no, everything else is there. Chicago, Minneapolis, and Denver. I think I still have shirts available. So Steve W. bought a Chicago shirt. Here's John F. John F. This was John F.'s third donation to the show. And John F. bought all 3 Chicago shirts. That's right. He bought Bender, he bought Parade, he bought Museum. He bought all 3 of them. And now there is not a day of the week that John F. does not have my face on his chest. How weird is that? Good for you, John F. And also Joel M. Joel M. bought a shirt. This is a Minneapolis shirt that Joel M. bought. Thank you, Joel M. And John L. is our friend who bought a Minneapolis shirt. I mentioned John L. on here. When I talked about the Minneapolis show, John L. was supposed to bring me Propel, and then he didn't. And then I embarrassed him in front of everybody because I'm a dick. And then he went to go to his car and go drive to get Propel. I'm like, dude, no, don't. Please don't. Because I felt awful. And then Derek L. bought a Chicago shirt. Thank you, Derek L. None of these people said to say their last name, so I'm not. I don't want to be that guy. And then Cindy K. bought a Minneapolis shirt. I mentioned Cindy on here. She had her friend, and we talked about the move, and then we were going to take a picture doing that, and then we didn't. She just wrote me an email this week. As a matter of fact, I have to answer her. I'm way behind. I'll get to you guys on emails. So that's Steve W., John F., his third donation, John F., Joel M., Cindy K., John L., and Derek L. Thank you so much for donating to the show. We do appreciate it. And if you guys want to donate, again, go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, and in the upper left-hand corner, you can do it. Please remember that Mikepedia.com is having a live listening party, a real-time listening to and chat of the podcast. They'll be happy that I got finished early this week so they can get home and do their things. So Mikepedia.com, that's Mike-A-Pedia.com, every Thursday night at 6 o'clock on the Pacific Coast, and that means 8 o'clock in Chicago, 9 o'clock in New York. You New Yorkers, you guys go ahead and listen to this. It's very important that you do. Remember that the Reddit page still exists. The Reddit 40-year-old boy page is there. And as I went and looked at it, there are people posting. Maybe not so much recently, but there are people posting and trying to get things together. And I will get there, I swear. And then people write me and they're like, dude, you would love Reddit. And the thing is, I agree because there's porn on Reddit. I mean, I could look around and find some porn on Reddit. But then like on my page, there's no porn. It's just people talking about me. That's boring. I don't want that. But yes, I do. So, So go to the Reddit page and go to Mikepedia.com. The links are available at on my Facebook page. And remember, you can donate and buy and all those things. And yes, I'm trying to get money from you on Christmas Day. What an idiot. And also, I should tell you that I went to buy a Vitamix. As I mentioned, I went to the mall. I was at the mall. That was the Saturday trip to the mall. And I'll tell you more about what I did later, another time if it comes up. You don't care. But I will tell you this. We went to the Glendale Galleria because we had to go to Williams-Sonoma. Now, I actually like the Glendale Galleria. I like the mall occasionally. Here's why. Because it reminds me of being a kid when you would just go to the mall and kill 9 hours walking around and looking at Hot Topic. I mean, just be in Spencer's Gifts, looking at, porn cards and Black Velvet posters. And I enjoy kind of biffing around the mall. I'm a fan of it. I like the smell of the mall and looking at people. I like to watch people. I'm a creep. So we went to the Glendale Galleria to go to Williams-Sonoma to pick up this Vitamix. And Karen's like, oh, I want a pretzel from Auntie Anne's. And I said, okay. So we walked into this. The entrance we used walked right into the center of the mall. Okay. And then it branches out left and right. You can go all the way to the end on the right. You can go all the way to the left, and it makes a long left turn. This is the same mall where I saw Tone Loc get mobbed. All right. So this will tell you a little bit about the clientele of this mall. It's a lot of very young people and a lot of Hispanic people, a lot of Armenian people. That whole it's as diverse as the Monday Night Teas this week. So that wasn't that funny. Didn't need that fucking Nightingale call. So I walk in with Karen, and she's like, let's go to Auntie Anne's. Now, right in front of us is Nordstrom's. Williams-Sonoma is to the left and downstairs, but we don't know that yet. We got to find the You Are Here map and find out where Williams-Sonoma is. All I know is Nordstrom's is right in front of us, and directly to the right, like 3 shops up, is Auntie Anne. You can smell it and see it. So she's like, I want to get a pretzel. I said, okay, great, because that's what you do at the mall. You get a pretzel. So we turn around and we go to walk. And as I'm walking, I see out of the corner of my eye 2 guys, young guys, probably like 20. And they look mad. Like I can see them. They're mean mugging in the mall. They're looking like they're spoiling for trouble. And I see them, and look, we know me, right? I have this gene in me that makes me, I gravitate towards trouble, towards chaos. I like chaos. So I see them, and I see them mean mugging, and I see a guy walking with his girlfriend, and the guy walking with his girlfriend is buff. He's a big dude. And he walks up, and the mean muggers are staring at him, and I see it unfold a mile away. He walks up, and he goes, the tough guy with his girlfriend goes, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? And the 2 mean muggers are just, it was like prison, all right? Like there's a great scene in Natural Born Killers where there's a guy sitting at a table and he's just eating and smiling. And he's smiling at a guy across the table at him, and the guy looks at him and goes, what the fuck are you looking at? What the fuck are you looking at? And the guy's just grinning, and he gets up and pulls a shiv at the guy still sitting there grinning. The guy going, what the fuck? He jumps up, pulls a shiv, and he gets tackled by Tommy Lee Jones and like 3 guards, and they tie him up and they drag him off to solitary, and the guy just sits there and laughs and eats his lunch. He didn't do anything. All he did was smile at a guy and get him thrown in solitary. So that's what happened. Was these guys are mean mugging this guy from across the mall, and he walks up. He's with his girlfriend, mind you, and again, they're young. And he approaches them and he goes, what the fuck? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? And they go, you motherfucker. And he gets nose to nose with them. And Karen's oblivious. She's got pretzel. She's not even looking. She's directly in front of me. But I see now we're almost parallel with them. And I see he gets their nose to nose. And the guy in the one of the mean muggers pushes the buff guy. And he's like, oh yeah, man, you want to fucking go? And the buff guy punches him right in the face. Just lands a right hand, and then he stands up and they start punching and just screams, break out in the mall. And I'm 5 feet away. There's people screaming. The girlfriend is going, no, don't stop, leave me alone. And she's screaming, and she tries to grab her boyfriend. And I'm watching it unfold, and Karen is right next to me. And this is how I know I'm changing, folks. This is how I know I'm changing. Because it happened and it broke out and they start swinging and the second guy jumps in and I took my wife by the shoulders and I just started walking forward. And she goes, and Karen's like, at this point, she doesn't even know there's a fight. She's like, what? And I go, keep walking. And we're walking and people start screaming. And then she looks and I go, Karen, just move. And we did. We walked. I didn't stay. I didn't jump in. Because in the old days, dude, I'll tell you, I vibrate. When shit like that happens, I fucking leap into the fray. Especially 2-on-1. That's not cool. So I would have jumped in and grabbed it, at least neutralized the other fucking dude and let Mean Mugger 1 go at it with the tough guy. But I had no interest. None. Since that shit with the car 2 years ago or whatever the fuck it was, or last summer, I don't want to hit anybody or anything. I don't. And it's like, and now I'm wondering if that's where my testosterone level went and that's why my hair's falling out. Maybe that's why. Am I becoming a pussy? I'm not becoming a pussy, am I? I mean, look, I recognize that I'm not a pussy for not jumping into a fight with a bunch of strangers in a mall. All right, that's what I used to do. I used to love to do it. I just wanted to get hit. All right, so then I could hit more people. But I grabbed Karen. I literally and I just went walk, and she finally hears the fight. She turns around. I go, just keep going. Because the last thing I need is her to get clipped or anything to fucking happen. So we walk and we go to the pretzel shop, which is like up some stairs and all the way down. And it was the most surreal scene because we're in line for a pretzel. And they're cooking the pretzels. They're like, what kind would you like? And as they're talking to us, screams are echoing from the end of the mall. And I look down and it's now someone else has joined the fray and you just see punches. And it's like Pigpen is fighting because it's just this whirling dervish of cloud and fists and dust. And the girl is grabbing her muscle-bound boyfriend and she's actually screaming, if you love me, you will stop. If you love me. And she's pulling his shirt and ripping it. And he's pushing her away to get into the fight. I'm like, because someone was looking at you mean in the mall, it makes no sense if you look at it. Because again, in the old days, I'm right in it, but I'm able to separate myself from it and watch them fucking go at it. And they're going at it. We're waiting in line for a pretzel. We finally get a sample of a pretzel to check, and then we get another pretzel, and they're still fighting. They're going at it. They're screaming. I look down. They're still going. And so I guess my bottom line question is, I learned a lot about me at the mall, and I learned a lot about who I'm becoming. But you know what I learned a lot more about? The security at the Glendale Galleria. Because holy shit, these guys were going at it had to be 10 minutes. A 10-minute fight in the center of the mall outside of Nordstrom's, and nobody broke it up. It turned into Thunderdome. There were people on the walkway upstairs, because this was the first floor. There's an escalator right there that goes up to the top. I looked, it's ringed with people just screaming and throwing like Slurpee down on them. And there's a fight, and that's all it took. One guy mean mugged another guy, and then another guy shoved another guy, and the Glendale Galleria turned into fucking Thunderdome. It was fucking incredible. That's all it takes, man. All it takes. So I'm not the only one who went. I am just stupid enough to think that when people listen to me and they listen to the show, they should take my honesty and go, oh, wow, how refreshing his unvarnished honesty is. And the fact that he's willing to have a scorched earth policy and have no friends or no fucking future is so refreshing and great. But then they'll say to me, hey, do you need somebody rigged for the steak? I go, yes, I do. Done. Go take care of it for me. Thanks, Snake Rape. Oh, no one listens to show, bro? Wonder why? Wonder why no one listens to show, bro? I don't want to listen to show, bro. Please. Snake Rape, do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!